The Grow My Cleaning Company podcast helps owners of cleaning companies just like you to grow your company and yourself so you can make more money and finally get the time and money freedom that probably got you into this business. Discover how to automate and create systems that allow you to grow like crazy without losing control. If you dig the show and want to show some love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. It really helps. Enjoy the show. Hey, Cleaning Nation, Mike Campion here with Amy Schamberger, and I'm about 85% chance I got that name right. She is I got the smile, I got the affirmative. Schamberger is the way we're going to go. Amy was the one I was concerned about, though. Did I get that one right? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I got both Amy and Schamberger. Beautiful. Amy started Spartan Maids 2015 out of St. Amant, Louisiana, which sounds made up to me, not the St. Amant, the Louisiana. They serve residential commercial clients. Welcome to the show, Ms. Schamberger. How are things in the wide world of Louisiana?
They're good today. We're having good weather, which we're always thankful for out here in Louisiana because that's not always the case these days.
Take it when we get it. So we're recording 2022. You started in 2015. Before we jump into the coaching, you've got 7 years in this. Give us your biggest lesson learned and biggest frustration, and then we'll chat and see if I can get you some help.
Biggest lesson learned has really been setting expectations with clients. That's where I've struggled to grow. And my biggest frustration has been in struggling to grow and hiring people that can meet those expectations that I've set. So I have a lot of problems with clients wanting me there and not anybody else that I've ever brought in. My attention to detail seems to be difficult to train new people how to meet.
I am so glad that you said that. And if you're okay with it, let's dive into that, because that is picture perfect, Amy, of what we deal with quite a few of our clients. So I promise you there are thousands of people out there listening that have that same frustration. So we're going to see if we can't help them and you at the same time. So as most things, the kind of more I coach and the more experience I get, I realize so much of it has to do with our beliefs. Once our beliefs are right, our actions get right. And once our beliefs and actions are right, I don't want to say funny, but it's interesting how almost magically the world conforms to what we want. So the big first part I want to give you, you kind of touched on it. I just want to encourage you. That's the key. You missed it, but it was hidden amongst all the rest. Is the setting expectations is absolutely the case, but we've got to start with the belief that you have internally, right? So there's a couple beliefs that really kill people when it comes to trying to hire and trying to scale. That belief is, and Amy's taking notes for those of you not on YouTube, which is cute because we're recording. So, I mean, I love you taking notes, Amy, but if you wanted, there's a good chance this will end up on the interwebs somewhere. You could listen anytime you like. Amy's like, I'm barely interested today. You think I'm gonna come back and listen tomorrow? How dare you?
No, I listen, but I listen when I'm in the car, when I'm cleaning. So I'm going to write it down.
If you're going to take notes, let's do it while we're sitting and not driving, please. And that goes for all of you in Cleaning Nation. If you are driving, please do not take notes. Just trust your brain for this one. Okay. So the big kind of belief that's nutty, there's kind of a foundational belief, and then there's a not so great belief that stems from that not so great foundational belief. The foundational belief is we are in the cleaning business, which sounds a little silly, like your whole name of your company, your podcast, Grow My Cleaning Company, dude. What are you talking about? The cleaning business is a low margin, high competition, pain in the neck business, frankly. The business I want to be in is making people feel good when they come home, selling time back to people, creating time and space in people's lives. That can be a high margin, highly rewarding, both financially and emotionally, business to be in. So if we are in the cleaning business, it would stand to reason people need and want the best cleaning ever. And I'm gonna break Amy's heart. So those of you that want to see it happen live, come to the YouTube channel. You'll only be able to hear it on the podcast. Amy, you are the 10,491st person I've talked to, and that's just a round number, that thinks they're magical and they're the best cleaner. 10,490 of you are wrong. Right? There can only be one best cleaner. So all of us that think our cleaning is the magic are setting ourselves up to fail, right? Just like if we compete on price, if you ain't Walmart, if you ain't the cheapest, you might as well be the most expensive. There's no value in being the second cheapest, right? If you're the cheapest, you'll get all the people that want the cheap price. I don't know how you make money. Walmart does, so it's possible, but I don't know how to do it. Being the second cheapest is the worst place to be because you still don't make
Right.
any money, and no one takes you because they're going to want the cheap guy, right? So if you can't be the best cleaner, I don't want to say you want to be the worst cleaner, but you don't want to play. You don't want to play a game you can't fight, right? If I'm going to go in to compete with Walmart on selling bikes, it ain't going to be on price, right? I'm going to look for a little niche that I can do better. So I'm not going to enter the cleaning business based on I can out clean somebody, because anybody can out clean anybody if you're willing to just take a toothbrush and OCD and spend 27 hours, but that's not the goal, right? So I don't want to be in the cleaning business. And here's the magical thing: the good clients don't want you to be in the cleaning business either. What they really want is to feel good and safe and loved and happy when they come home, and they want space to relax, and they want a lot of things, but no one's taught them to articulate that. So what they know is they've got a loose feeling of, I get upset when I see dust. Therefore, I don't want. The solution to that is to remove all the dust from my home. And now we're going to get to the setting expectations part. So the first kind of foundational, I don't want to say myth, but unhelpful belief, I would say, is we're in the cleaning business. I would change that from I'm in the cleaning business. I'm in the business of giving people time back. I'm in the business of bringing people joy. I'm in the business of making people feel good about themselves. Aside from being a lot more fun business to be in, cleaning toilets is not a fun business. Bringing joy to people is a fun business.
I do love cleaning toilets, I will say.
Oh, you're saying all the things I want to shake people. Not Amy. She's a lady. We wouldn't shake her. But if you were a fella, Amy, and you were in person, I'd shake the living daylights right out of you. That's another belief that is going to kill you. So what most people mean is,
it is killing me.
Yeah. What they typically mean is, when I'm at home and I like cleaning, and that's why I got in the cleaning business, fine. But I don't want to be crude. I like, we'll say, looking at lots of different women, but I really like the faithful and committed relationship I have with my wife. And I'm completely willing to give up looking at lots of different women to be with and only with my bride, who's amazing. So sometimes you got to give up something good to get something great. And if all I talked about with my wife is how much I love other women and they're so beautiful and I'm just missing out and I just love, it wouldn't be healthy for my bride. It wouldn't be healthy for me. Probably a little weird for my 6-year-old. Like, just nobody, the other women I don't think would appreciate. Like, nobody would benefit from that perspective. But that, you're it, baby. I'm not interested in any of those other women. This is what I want. Is good for everybody. So that I'd like to be a cleaning business owner. I'd like to be an entrepreneur. But I'm going to talk constantly inside my mind verbally about how much I love cleaning. What it really means, not Amy. Amy's a genius. She would never do this. But maybe someone out in Cleaning Nation, what it really means is I'm afraid to be an entrepreneur because it's outside of my comfort zone. So I'm going to tell myself lies about how much I love cleaning. So when I fail at being an entrepreneur and have to go back and clean, as opposed to going, wow, this is a problem. I did not sign up for this. I'm not where I want to be. Dang it, I got to get something fixed. We can go, oh, it's okay. I love cleaning. Right. So
I think you hit it on the head. It's a lot easier to do the menial tasks than it is to be in charge and be responsible for other people that are doing the menial tasks. Because I've dabbled in that over the years, and I went back to being solo, and I'm comfortable and it's easy and it's low stress, but I'm stagnant, and the stagnation is bothering me. It's bothering my family because I want to be home more with them. I want to be making more money, and I want to help other people get employed. I mean, that's something I'm interested in too, but that's hard and it's uncomfortable. So yeah, you hit it on the head.
So the worst fight we can have, because we lose 100% of the time, is the fight with ourselves. So I love, Amy, you now holding space for, this is affecting my family in a way I don't want. I'm stagnant. I would encourage all, because I talk to you guys day in, day out, gals, guys, Clean Nation. All I do is talk to owners of cleaning companies. And it breaks my heart to hear them go back and forth, back and forth. I want to grow. I need to hire, blah, blah, blah. It's fine. It's easy. I like it. It's whatever. The good news is you get to pick any reality you want. So I'm not judging. If there's anyone out there that's like, I really, truly want to clean. I don't want to hire anyone. I like making, depending on what part of country you're in and how much cleaning you do and how good you are at pricing, 2,000 to 6,000 if you're really, really busy and charge really well, and profit, not revenue, profit a month. And I never want it. I just want to clean all day, every day. That's what I want to do. God bless. Go do it. There's zero judgment here. However, if you know that's not what you signed up for, and you know that's not what God put you on this earth to do, and you're settling for it, because just like Amy said, it's easier, it's more comfortable, then you got to stop telling yourself that story. It's going to eat your lunch. And the corollaries are, I clean like nobody else. I have magical cleaning abilities. You don't. I love cleaning. You don't. Certainly not more than God would have put you on this earth to clean, right? The man or woman that's like, I just want to clean all day, every day. I would do it for free. I never ever want to hire. The money's perfect. You can love cleaning, and that's fine. Everybody else that has these impulses or desires to build something bigger, just like I may love other women, it's not a helpful thought to express internally or externally. Why not just focus on what I really want? But if I went back and forth, before I get married, it's a good idea to go, am I willing? Is this right? Maybe I should think it through. It's a good time to have that conversation. But once I decided, this is my wife, this is my partner, I'm all in, that right. You got to kill that conversation. So Cleaning Nation, if you're out there and you haven't made that decision, take some time, put me on pause. Not Amy, she's amazing. Listen to her, but put me on pause and really think through, what is it I want? And if you know what you really want is to get married to being an entrepreneur and really growing, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard, even when employees lie, cheat, and steal and quit and don't show up and no call, no show and make you look stupid and blah, 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 blah. If that's what you want, let's just go all in. So let's not go back and forth for the rest of the time. I'd like this, but I want that. I love cleaning, but I want that. Okay. So back to the original thing. We don't want to be in the cleaning business. We want to be in the bringing joy and giving time back to people business. It's a lot more fun. It's a crap ton more profitable. The corollary to that is a system is going to help bring people joy, right? I'm sure I've never met Walt Disney. He's passed away. And I'm guessing if I spent time with him, depending on his mood and what we did, I may or may not bring joy. But he created a system in Disney that's brought joy to millions of people all over the world. Had he thought, it's me, I'm the magic kingdom, I'm the magic, I'm the whatever, he could bring joy to exactly the amount of people he was in the room with. And actually went on TV. So I'm assuming he did bring joy to some people. But he was very clear on the way he was going to do it. It was systems and processes. And if you look behind Disney, it is not a lot of joy. I mean, I'm not saying it's a miserable place, but there is, just to make it look and feel the way it makes it feel, there is a wild amount of systems. If we could just go in and feel good and not understand there's a trash can no more than 50 feet away. It smells a certain way. We make sure it's clean the way it's clean. There's a lot going on to make it feel the way it feels. So first, we're not in the cleaning business, we're in the joy bringing business. Second, if we are in the joy bringing business and someone goes, I get miserable because I want every speck of dust removed from our house, we're going to re-educate our customers. Or not re-educate our customers. We're going to clarify with our customers. Hey, Amy, if your goal is to never see another piece of dust in your house ever, and if you see one, you're going to be miserable and you're going to be the psychopath that hides little dirt around the house to see if I'll find it, we are not a fit. Because you're going to make yourself miserable. We'll fail all the time. That's not what we do. We're not perfect. And guess who else you're going to make miserable? You, Amy. If that's the life you want to live by hiding dirt and finding it for cleaners, I don't want to be any part of it. We're not going to be able to make you happy. However, if you want to come home and know that people that care about you and your family worked really hard to make your house feel and look great so you can relax and spend quality time with your family, if that's what you want, let's talk. See how it has nothing to do. Well, who's going to be there and how long are they going to come? Are you going to come and what are you going to be wearing and what kind of chemicals are going to hold on, Amy. That's not, if that's what you're interested in, that's fine. I'm not judging. We are not a fit for you. Right. Mm-hmm. If you want the result of coming home to a house that makes you feel great, not a perfect house, because we're going to make mistakes. So you see how we're re-educating them into we are in the joy business, right? If I went into Disney and went, how many roller coasters are and how fast do they go and how high is it? They're going to go, that's not what we do here, sir. Right. If you want to come into the magical kingdom and feel magic, this is going to be great for you. If you want the best, fastest roller coaster, no problem, but you got to go down the road. That's not us. So once we get the belief system right and what we're really offering people, it's pretty easy to change the conversation from, are you going to get every last piece of dust and how often you need the high dusting and the fan blades and all that sort of stuff, to, Amy, what would need to happen for you to come home and feel amazing about your house and your life, mm-hmm. and have a beautiful little oasis twice a month or every other week or every week or however often you want us to come. All right. So that's kind of the long, the short, the gestalt. Questions, comments, root remarks, pushback, insights, anything you got. Now's your time, baby.
So, I mean, I think that I agree with that completely, because I think that's how I've always run my business. I focus on that, the setting the stage for when they walk in. Everything looks nice. It feels nice. I'm not as focused on restoring things to new. I'm very good at those expectations. And I've tried to train people to do that. It's about setting the pillows correctly on the couch. It's about making sure the chairs are pushed back. It's those little bitty things that don't take a lot of time. That's what makes the bigger difference. It's the trust. It's the, this, they feel comfortable having you in their home when they're not there, getting done in a certain time frame, getting back out. But it's just been difficult with clients that I feel like most of them have been with me for 5 to 7 years. So there's like an attachment there that I find it hard. So I don't know if it's about just leaving those clients behind and starting fresh with employees.
That's
they're
what
not,
it takes.
they're
Absolutely.
not used to me. I've also been thinking a lot about going more into the commercial side of things versus residential.
So
and kind of switching my business that direction.
Hold on. We're making you're making all the, I'm loving it. It's almost like I threw scripted questions or things for Amy to say. So I could be like, oh my gosh, you're so representative. And we don't have a ton of time, so I'm going to go quick. Another one of the, I don't want to say mistakes, the big potholes I see people step in is we don't get to the bottom of one problem and then we put in another, and then we try and solve 4 problems at once, and we never can because we just go round and round and round and round. So what Amy's saying is, even with all that stuff, I have fear my clients aren't going to like me or be happy if I tell them I'm not coming. So that's an Amy thing. It has nothing to do with your clients, right? So I'll give you an example. When I started this, I used to do one-on-one coaching. And I realized I keep talking to my clients about other clients, and I'm like, you know what? There'd be a lot better group if other people did it. And I went from one-on-one to group, and it was a much better product. And I knew that's what I want, and better or not, that's what I couldn't handle and didn't want to do the one-on-one coaching anymore. I just couldn't physically handle it. Same Walt Disney, my ability to serve was limited. I can't remember if anyone left, but if they did, that would have been okay. Right? They might've been a good fit for phase 1 of my business. They weren't a good fit for phase 2 of my business. And in this instance, it happens to be their experience was better. But even if it wasn't, as long as I'm not lying to my clients and going, hey, I get it. You want one-on-one, and one-on-one's way better. It's not, the group's better. But even if that was the case, I'm just not willing and able to do that. And if you want one-on-one, there's another guy that can do it, and that's fine. See how I'm not judging? There's no make wrong. It's just, here's what I offer. I am an apple salesman. I want oranges. You should go find the orange guy next door. I'm not changing my service. Oh, maybe I should. How can I make my apples? Nope. Just, that's not that. So same thing with employees. There's employees, when you get started with a team of 2 or 3, they love holding hands and being with you and being in that little small environment. And what it feels and looks like at 20 or 30 employees, they don't want that anymore. And you're like, but they've been with me for so long and blah, blah, blah. Well, if you want to grow, then they're just not a fit. Doesn't mean you have to be enemies. Doesn't mean they're bad people. Doesn't mean you have to light them on fire as I walk out the door. You just go, my goals are this and your goals are that. And they aligned for a while, and that was great. And now they don't. And that's okay too. Let's find you another place that you're going to be a good fit. Same goes with customers, right? So the clarity is, we've got to, because Amy's doing that. I know what I know, but then let me just kind of doubt myself. But the customers will leave. Fine, they'll leave. But they've been here 7 years. Amy, you know as well as I do, even customers have been there 7 years, they'll fire like that without notice. They'll move, they'll lose a job, whatever. They don't even think twice. And yet you're potentially leveraging your whole business in case you might offend somebody because you're not showing up anymore. You didn't sign a lifelong contract. There's no slavery in this country. You can't be forced to do. If you don't want to work for them, don't work for them. It's okay. You just got to let yourself off the hook. So I've never seen someone get punched in the face when they said, I'm not doing it, or their house set on fire, or their children get cancer. Usually the person goes, all right. And it's literally, that's the whole drama. So the last thing I want to end on that we got to run is, when we get near a problem we don't like the answer to, we come up with another problem. So when Amy says, my people won't like it, not the truth. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But again, it's going to be worst case scenario, an uncomfortable 6.5 minute conversation. Come on, Amy, put on your big girl pants. You can do this. So maybe I'll just switch to commercial, which has nothing to do with this conversation. But if we combine them, it gets wildly confusing because one has to do with other and they're completely unrelated. So obviously for people out there in Cleaning Nation, it's not this exact same thing, but people come to me with 3 or 4 unrelated things because they touch, oh, if I do commercial, that might have a slight effect on my residential. We make them inextricably connected, and then it's impossible to sort out. So we're going to deal with one problem at a time. We're going to deal with it completely till it's done. And then we're going to move on to the next one. We're not going to kind of have this big rat's nest of 71 problems we're trying to solve simultaneously, because then we'll just spin one to another, which is fun because we never have to do anything hard. We can just, oh, this problem gets hard, we'll bring up another one. That one got hard, we'll bring up to another, which is fine if you want to just feel good and not go anywhere, but not great if you want to grow your business. All right. I'm going to give you the closing words. Anything to say, Amy, before we call it?
No, I think that was a good a good punch in the gut that I needed,
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Amy's like, I did not come here to be, we don't pay our guests, by the way. She's here just because she wants to share with Cleaning Nation.
Well, I will say, listening to the podcast as regularly as I do, I did expect that to be the answer. Sometimes but it helps to just hear it.
The reason we have clients that stick with us for years isn't because we're constantly giving them new stuff. A lot of times you have to hear the things that you already know over and over. All right, Cleaning Nation. Speaking of hearing the things that you know over and over, we've got over 700 podcasts. I've got 2 books, 15,000 person Facebook group. Everything's at growmycleaningcompany.com. I don't even think there's anything for sale there. Just a bunch of stuff to help grow your cleaning company. Start with the free on-demand training. It's the best. growmycleaningcompany.com. Check it out now. See you there. Well, here we are, the end of the podcast, and you made it. Great job. I've got a little bonus for you for sticking through with me. But like I mentioned before, if you got value out of this podcast and you want to show a little love, subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Spotify, wherever the heck you're listening to this thing. Share it with a friend. Share the love. And as a special thank you for those of you that stuck with me to the end, how about I give you my personal phone number so we can text? It's a great way for me to get to know you, your business, your goals personally. So shoot me a text now, 602-932-6431. That's 602-932-6431. I am the only one who responds to these texts, and I will personally respond to everyone I possibly can as long as this number is manned. Don't know how long we're going to keep this at the end of the podcast, so grab it now. 602-932-6431. Give me a text. Say hey. Can't wait to meet you.